Annapurna Interactive, everybody left. Everybody, all 25 members of the staff. So what happened was they were in negotiations with Annapurna Studios, who is their parent company. And the idea was that they were going to spin off into their own independent entity. They were going to become Annapurna Interactive was going to become its own thing. And Nathan Gary, who I believe is the president of Annapurna Interactive, we're working with Megan Ellison, who is the owner of Annapurna Studios, and they couldn't come to an agreement on how this was going to be done. So Ellison pulled out of the negotiations. And after that, everybody on the Annapurna Interactive staff said, that's it. Fine. Okay, we're just gonna leave then. And they all left, which obviously has thrown Annapurna Studios and Annapurna Interactive into mass chaos. People are like, "Wait, what about all these games that you guys have published? Like, what happens to those? What happens to all these projects that we're currently working on?" A lot of people are talking about Control 2. Is that gonna be delayed? What's gonna happen? Because obviously there's nobody there's nobody in the office to deal with these things. So a spokesperson came out and said that don't worry, all of these games that have been or are currently under Annapurna are will remain under Annapurna. We are going to continue owning all these properties, so we're going to take care of that. I guess they got a new president to step up. His name is Hector Sanchez, and he has told developers not to worry because we are going to replace all staff who have left. We will be back to operation status soon ish because yeah, there's just a lot of confusion behind that because it's one thing to say lay off some people. It's that whole ship of Theseus thing, right? Am I pronouncing that right? Where the guy sets sail and over the course of his journey, he's replacing planks of his ship. And when he returns home, every plank has been replaced. Is it the same ship that left, or is it a different ship at this point? This isn't that situation. This is you leave and then you get there, you sink the first ship, you get an entirely second ship, and then you come back and you rebuild it from scratch, and then you say, okay, is that the same ship? Like there's nobody there to mentor new people and show them like this is how this works or this is how this is done. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be quite the headache to get this going again and seeing people trying to figure out what was the guy who replaced me doing because I don't have anybody telling me what's on this computer. Expect some growing pains there for a while. Yeah, we'll see how long it takes for them to get back on their feet. But Annapurna Studio is still running, obviously. So I don't know. Maybe they have some people that were in communication with the Interactive staff that can help that a bit. I'm not quite sure. This is all very new to me. I'm scrambling to get get my head around it myself. What do you guys think?
It really feels like some kind of poker gamble. Negotiation are not going the way we want. Okay, let's all leave. And then when you are in deep, then you will have no choice but to call us back and accept our terms. And on the other side, say, think I'm going to play by your rule now. You left. Okay, fair enough. I'm going to replace you all. And now I can feel that there's 25 people who left their job and say, "Uh, maybe the gamble didn't pay off and now we are jobless without any benefit of getting fired from a job or something like this." It really feels this way. I hope they planned their move before that because otherwise, that's a very sad story for all of these people. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out, but
I'll fill you guys in, which I did not realize. When I saw the story and Adam mentioned, I'm like Megan Ellison. What does that sound? I'm like Larry Ellison. I'm like, oh my god, she's Larry Ellison's daughter, right? The third richest person in the world. Larry Ellison's current fortune at $191 billion. And not to mention, she's a famous movie director. She directed Zero Dark 30. She directed Phantom Threads and Hollywood Hustle. I already forgot the name of that. I don't watch movies anymore. American Hustle, that's what it's called. But super famous. Like this seems like a strange move because in the articles I read, because I was looking at this story, I'm like, yes, we have to talk about this today. But I was telling Adam about this. To me, this sounds like what happened with Humble Bundle Games, where Humble Bundle Games shut down. There's still Humble Bundle, the company, or the Humble company still exists, but the gaming division is gone. And with that is a similar situation where all the places that were working with Humble Games now have nowhere to go, right? Coral Island, the game I'm absolutely loving, they don't have a way to publish a Nintendo version of Coral Island, which is what I kickstarted 3 years ago. because you need a publisher to interact with Nintendo. You can't do it on your own. You don't have the money or the financial resources or the know-how. I don't know what it is. I think there were issues with PlayStation as well, like without Humble Bundle between the developer and PlayStation. Now that there's an issue with updating the game on PlayStation. To me, Annapurna this is not going to be a small issue. They're like, yeah, it's going to run normal. I don't think it's going to run normal. I think you're going to see games come out and say, hey, we're sorry, we don't have any way to update our PlayStation game. In the case of Stray or something, or hey, we're working on Stray 2, but it's not going to happen anymore, or we're going to delay it 6 months until Annapurna Interactive is up and running again. I don't know. It feels weird. I think it feels like unless Annapurna Interactive was losing money, and that's entirely possible given the economics of game development these days, doesn't make sense to fire people unless they were making totally unreasonable